Hello, everyone. Welcome to this pre-recorded presentation on a very important and relevant topic. Today, we will be speaking about suicide prevention and awareness. Teachers, feel free to pause the presentation at any time to allow for discussion. Although participation will be limited during this presentation, we would still like to address these ground rules. During this presentation, we ask that everyone show respect, maintain confidentiality, listen with empathy, use positive language, always be kind, and if at any time this becomes activating for you, please come to the Wellness Center. So let's begin by talking about stigmas about suicide. True or false? You should never ask someone if they are thinking about suicide. This is false. It's okay to be direct. Talking about suicide does not increase suicidal behavior. By talking openly and directly, you are sending the message that you care and want to help. Someone who is suicidal does not show any warning signs. This is also false. There are definitely observable clues and behaviors, although sometimes it can be subtle. What about the only effective intervention is through professional psychotherapists? This can be true, but then there's also other interventions such as exercise, healthy eating, sleep, time away from your phones, get outside, watch a funny show, or just simply talking to a friend. What if someone who is suicidal also has mental health issues? This is a myth. While depression is a contributory factor in most suicides, it need not be present. Also, there can be multitude of contributing factors in someone's life, not just mental health problems. What about once a person is intent on suicide, there's no way to stop them? Suicide can definitely be prevented, so this is false. People can be helped. Suicide crisis can be relatively short-lived. Immediately practical help, such as staying with the person, encouraging them to talk, and helping them build plans for the future, can avert the intention or attempt or die by suicide. Such immediate help is valuable at a time of crisis, but appropriate counseling will then be required. All of the above that we spoke about are all stigmas surrounding suicide, and we are here to talk about it and learn what you can do to help. Here are our objectives. By the end of this presentation, you will be able to, one, be able to understand what are the warning signs of suicide and how to recognize them. Two, be able to identify a trusted adult they can turn to for support. And three, have multiple resources on and off campus when in crisis or when you need someone. Have you ever heard an adult say, "What do you have to be stressed about? You're just a kid." Let's meet Sally. Sally is a junior in high school. Her mom recently passed away after a long battle with cancer. She lives with her father and younger sister. Sally has been aloof and distant for some time now, and is finding it harder and harder to stay connected with her boyfriend, who is older than her and is attending college 2 hours away. Her dad is not home often, since now he has to work two jobs to support the family. Her motivation for school has been decreasing ever since her mom got sick, and she's feeling more and more depressed. Sally has a close group of friends, but does not feel like they can fully understand what she's going through. She feels very alone and doesn't know what to do to feel better. Adding on to this is the daily stress of school, grades, and applying to colleges. The reality of life as a teenager can be very difficult. Let's stop and reflect. Do you identify with Sally? Do you have friends who are struggling with their mental health? What are some of the other experiences that you are dealing with? For example, ongoing stress with bullying, abuse, isolation, a breakup, family conflict. You know more about what is going on in their friends' lives than anyone else. This puts you in the best position to know if one of your friends needs help. People need to know what to look for and what to do if one of their friends needs help. This is why it is so important for everyone to know the warning signs for suicide and how to support a friend. Warning signs are indications that someone may be in danger of suicide, either immediately or in the near future. Most people show one or more warning signs, so it is important to know the signs and take them seriously, especially if a behavior is new or has increased and if it seems related to a painful event, loss, or change. Certain people are at a higher risk and more vulnerable to suicide, such as LGBTQ plus youth, youth who are abusing drugs and alcohol, and people who has experienced trauma and abuse. So how to respond to a friend? If you know somebody who has any of the warning signs, there are things that you can do to help. Be direct and ask. It's okay to say something. It is a way to show that we care. Ask them if they are okay and if they are having thoughts of suicide. Then listen to them like a true friend. Tell them you are worried and concerned about them and that they are not alone. Try to have a conversation when you have good amount of time to spend with them. Listen to the reasons the person has for both living and dying. Validate that they are considering both options and underscore that living is an option for them. Listen, express concerns, and reassure. Listen to the reasons the person has for both living and dying. Validate that. Let the person know you care, letting them know that you take their situation seriously and you are genuinely concerned about them. This will go a long way in your effort to support them. You can say something like, I am deeply concerned about you, and I want you to know that help is available to get you through this. What are some of the things that we should not say? Don't ask in a way that indicates you want no for an answer. Don't tell the person to do it. You may want to shout in frustration or anger, but this is the most dangerous thing you can say. Don't promise secrecy. The person may say that they don't want you to tell anyone that they are suicidal. Instead of saying this, instead say this. I care about you too much to keep a secret like this. You need help, and I am here to help you. You may be concerned that they will be upset with you, but when someone's life is at risk, it is more important to ensure their safety. Now let's watch this video to get a better idea of what this looks like.
This was the first day we met. I knew right away that you were going to be a big part of my life. We had so many good times. But this was the day you started acting different. You isolated yourself. You were sad all the time. I thought you were ignoring me, but when I saw your wrists, I knew it was much more than that. I knew I had to talk to an adult, so you could get the help that you needed. And today is the day we appreciate the life that could have been lost.
Not every friendship has a tomorrow. If someone you know is showing signs of suicide, talk to an adult or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline, because suicide can be prevented.
As you can see, it's important to reach out to a trusted adult. Suicide needs to be taken seriously every time, and adults need to know. You may think that you and your friends can get through anything together, but when suicide is involved, adults need to know. During this time, it is very important that you are taking care of yourself and the people around you. If you or someone you know is having a hard time, there are people on campus who can help. There are good people, such as your teachers, your counselors, your coaches, and your parents. Let's stop and reflect. Who is an adult you can trust? A, a trusted adult can be a person who you would tell if you got into a fight with your parents, someone who you would call if you had if you were in a breakup with your boyfriend or girlfriend. Did you know that your school counselors are here to talk to you and get you the help you need? Remember, you don't have to go through crisis all alone. There are people in your life that care very much about you. If an adult is not available, immediately call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline at 1-800-273-8255, or you can text the mental health hotline 988. This number is available 24 hours a day, and it's free and confidential. You can also call or text Teen Hotline and the Trevor Project. These resources are not just for crisis. They are there as a support system if you need to just talk. Remember, if anyone is actively harming themselves now or has just harmed themselves, call 911 or take them to an emergency room immediately. Here is everyone's email address. Here are the email address for all of the school counselors here. Please take some time to note down your specific school counselor. This is organized by alphabetical order. Another great resource is our counseling blog and wellness center. This is located on the Mountain House High School website under the counseling tab. Here, you can find a lot of great resources that can help you reduce stress and anxiety. There are yoga videos to help you relieve tension and strain in your body, and recommendations on some really great helpful wellness apps. Remember, suicide can be prevented. Pain isn't always obvious. Every day in California, friends, family, and coworkers struggle with emotional pain. And for some, it's too difficult to talk about the pain, thoughts of suicide, and the need for help. Though the warning signs can be subtle, they are there. By recognizing these signs, knowing how to start a conversation, and where to turn for help, you have the power to make a difference, the power to save a life. For our final reflection, please look for the survey in your email. It is labeled Suicide Prevention and Awareness Survey. I want to thank you for your time today. Your feedback on this survey is very important to us. We just wanted to let you know that your responses on the survey is 100% confidential. And that concludes our presentation. And again, thank you for your time and take care.